Well, welcome back here to ringside here at the Army Boxing Centre here in Aldershot, where at the moment it stands at two bouts each between the Parachute Regiment, 2 Para and 1 Royal Anglian. We're all set for a really exciting second half. But before that, it's a great pleasure to welcome now to our broadcasting point 2 of the 3 fantastic female boxers who came home with ABA England titles at the weekend. I'm talking about Jerry Lee Stewart and also Sophie Colburn from the Royal Navy, Jerry from the Army, and mustn't forget as well Jerry Lee Palmer from the Army as well. Sadly, Jerry can't be with us tonight. She's back home in Birmingham. And here with Lucy as well to really celebrate a fantastic performance from all of you. Let me start with you, Sophie. Both of you proudly with those belts there. What does it mean to you to come away with that title?
Yeah, it means obviously everything. I've trained most of me junior life and into my senior career to win this title, the ABA title, and where I'm from in Liverpool, you know, boxing's very big, and to come away with in your gym, especially with an ABA title, it's massive. It's a massive achievement. And
the same with you as well, Terry, because you know, that's what you've all been aiming for. We've spoken at Army Sports Awards and indeed Royal Navy Sports Awards, you know, when you were the rising star of the year, and this is fantastic really for all the work that you put in over the last few months.
Yeah, so a lot of hard work's went into winning this. Like you say, at the Sports Award I was sort of winning between civvy bouts, and this is just a step higher than that, going to a national level. Like Sophie said, it's something we've worked towards all season, so to get the win and to come out as champion is just an unbelievable feeling.
I know, Lucy, I mean, you must have quite a lot to say to both of these two, because, you know, for you were one of the pioneers of women's boxing in the military, and to see, you know, these titles here, it must fill with a huge amount of pride.
Yeah, I can't be more proud of these girls sat here. It's great to see that female boxing has just pushed on in the last 10 years, and it's great to see that the military are leading the way there. 3 female champions this year, and I couldn't be more proud of them.
And just, I mean, you must have a lot. Obviously, being Royal Navy yourself, and we've got a Royal Navy person here tonight. This Centre for Army Boxing. Sophie, you've actually done quite a lot of work here at Aldershot, haven't you, over the years?
Yeah, I've been back and forth to Aldershot. You know, the girls help us out with sparring. We help them out with sparring. Last year I was here for the Haringey Cup camp, and they took me in. They took me under their wing. They've been really good to me, and I'm always a friendly face around there. Always a friendly face for me. So yeah, they're part of the journey as well. You know, I know we have this rivalry, Army and Navy, but with the girls, there's not many of us, so we come together and we work together all the time. So yeah, it's great.
But the more of these titles that you win, you know, and you are leading the way really in terms of military boxing at the moment, you know, and achieving what you've done. Obviously with Karis, you know, what she achieved at the Olympic Games in Tokyo, that can only spur more young women on in the Army and the Navy and also the RAF, because the RAF have got some great female boxers as well to achieve the sort of things that you're achieving.
Yeah, definitely. I think so. Karis led the way first with the Olympic Games, and now me, Sophie and Jerry, obviously being female national champions, it just shows what you can achieve within the UK Armed Forces boxing and the sort of setup that we've got. Like Sophie said, we spar each other, and you can't ask for any better sparring. You know, both sat here national champions, so yeah, it's just great.
Sophie, what's been the reaction? Obviously, maybe tell us about your bout as well, because you know you were up against a fairly, you know, stiff opponent on Saturday. So how did you go about winning that?
So I'd boxed the girl before last year. I lost against her, and then since then, obviously, she got herself a place on GB boxing, and I knew that she had that profile behind her. And I just worked extremely hard and overcome the things I had to fix from the last time. I was stronger, I was fitter, I had more boxing IQ than her, and to pull off the performance I did on Saturday, not only to win, but to win in some fashion as well. Like, I think I made a pretty big statement, so I was happy with it.
Well, the same question to you as well, Terry, because you know you faced a stiff challenge, didn't you? In fact, all 3 of you did.
Yeah, so the girl I boxed, she was quite a bit taller than me, so that was a challenge within itself. And I was just happy with how I performed. We had a game plan going in there. Got in there, first round, game plan was working, so we just stuck to that all the way through. And as the bout went on, my confidence was sort of growing and just kept on flowing and came out with a unanimous win.
And what's been the reaction from the family, you know, from your friends and family?
Oh, insane. So it was up in Newcastle where I live, so I had about 30 people there, all my family friends, my old kickboxing coaches came along. So yeah, they were making a lot of noise, and then good celebrations after as well. Yeah,
I'm sure. And same with you, Sophie. Imagine very proud family. And of course, you know, you've just started, you know, on a new venture, a new course down in Portsmouth, haven't you? Tell us about that.
Yeah, so actually today I started my PT career course. It's been a long day, but we're getting there. We ride the wave. But yeah, it's exciting. Next 6 months for myself. You know, I've got to balance my life, my course, and a bit of boxing at the same time. So I'll find the right balance. I haven't managed to get through it, but I finished the course in November, and then I'll be an LPC in the Navy, and then I look then to push on and help other people like who are in our shoes, you know, me and Terry coming through, grow the grassroots of female boxing, become a female coach or the female head coach of the RN squad in the future.
Do either of you see yourselves following maybe in Caris's shoes and turning professional at some stage?
I mean, yeah, it's always an option, but for the minute I'm just focusing on my career and amateur boxing. I'm sure as time goes on and people see a bit more of me and Terry, they'll probably be like taking a few more notes, should I say, but yeah, you know, we'll just see how it goes.
Okay, and just a final thought maybe from you, Terry, on what you've seen tonight with these Army Championships. It's absolutely dead level at the moment at 2-2, and you know, it could go either way, couldn't it?
Yeah, it's been really exciting so far. Very good match bouts. They've both been very close. I think it makes it a bit more exciting when it comes down to those last seconds where you don't know who's quite got it. But it's been a good night, great atmosphere, and yeah, fab.
And Lucy, I have to say, you know, obviously you're sat between these two, and I'm sure that, you know, and I know how proud you are of both of them, and of course of Jerry as well. And how soon is it, do you think, we can get females actually in the Inter-Services Championship, you know, actually competing in the Inter-Services rather than their own right? Because I think it's got to come, hasn't it, before too long?
Well, I think without being too controversial, I think we've got 3 national champions sat here, all of them are female. Yeah. So I think, you know, that is every reason to have them participating in the UK Armed Forces inter-service competition. I think a boxer, irrespective of male or female, should deserve to fight for a point for the inter-services. And it doesn't matter what gender they are. I think they're boxers first and foremost. And I would definitely like to see both female and male counting participation in next year's inter-services.
Absolutely. Well, ladies, thanks ever so much for joining us tonight. We really appreciate you coming up from Portsmouth to see us tonight, Sophie. It's been a great pleasure to have you, and also with you, Terry, as well. And we pass on our huge congratulations to you on massive, massive achievements, and hopefully there's more to come as well. Great to see them. So there we are. That's really the view from what's a spectacular performance from these two young female boxers, and indeed obviously as well with Jerry Lee Palmer, who we saw here down at the Army gym just last week as she was preparing to go. She looked very confident, and my word, she was indeed confident in the ring. So very, very shortly we'll be back in action here for the last 5 bouts in this Inter-Services Championship, and as people start to make their way back into the arena now, and I'm sure we can go back to the long shot, just sort of looking over to the arena. We can reposition ourselves as we get ready for the fights to come. It is absolutely neck and neck, and in a few moments time I'll be bringing in Lucy and of course James as well to give their thoughts and their ideas on where we're going, and maybe look back on some of the outstanding moments that we've had in the first half. But it's very, very exciting indeed, because we are at 2 bouts each, and well, who would have thought that, eh? I know that wherever you're watching tonight, we're in for a really exciting climax to the competition this evening. So we'll just reposition ourselves, and we'll be back with you in just a couple of moments' time.
everyone stop taking your seats.
Don't swear your life. I'm stood here all the time.
Please stop turning down, take seats.
Well, very much to hear from Sophie Colborne and also Terry Lee Stewart there. Great to have them along with us this evening, and you know, great to celebrate their fantastic achievements. And also Jerry Lee Palmer, if you're watching this evening, Jerry, up there in Birmingham with the family. Yeah. You know, you have done everyone proud in military boxing, that's absolutely for sure. So here we are then, we are halfway through the 2023 Army Boxing Championship final, and it could not be closer. 2 bouts each, and obviously as we wait now for the VIPs to come back into the room, I think it's actually chucking it down with rain outside, so they're all looking a little bit wet, but nevertheless it's certainly dry here in the arena, and well, it's been a terrific standard of boxing so far from both the matches, the 4 matches that we've seen so far. And you know, James, from your perspective, you know, what surprised you so far between these two? Sorry, you got a mouthful of chocolate biscuit at the moment. I'll come back to you in a second. Lucy, what surprised you?
I think the level of skill. I think there's some fantastic boxing here, and at the less experienced level, I don't want to say novice, it's a horrible word, but you know, at the less experienced level, I think we've seen some really technical boxing, some really good ring IQ, some good ring craft, and some great defences in places, and I think that certainly has impressed me so far.
Well, there's no doubt whatsoever that these 2 finalists teams are, you know, representing a very high standard of military boxing tonight. And you know, James, have you been surprised really by how equal it is, I suppose, really? Because, you know, you expect what I expect is para boxers to go in there all guns blazing, but it's not been like that at all.
No, it hasn't. And not only that, every single bout the better boxer has won. It has been a matter of fitness or strength. The better boxers won.
Well, it's time to welcome in our VIPs again. We have a new MC, by the way. This time it is 2 paras at RSM, W01, John Willis. He'll be handling things in this second half of proceedings tonight. Mason Murdoch, it went to Murdoch on a decision from the judges, unanimous points decision in the first match. The second bout went to Barrington from the Royal Anglians against Cummings. Cuthbert then as well coming through against Dolan for the Royal Anglians. Give them a 2-1 lead, and so close between Cocker and Andrew to decide that fourth bout. It really could have gone either way, but it went on a split decision by the judges in favour of the man from the 2 para. So that makes us absolutely dead level when it comes to the competition so far. And it's so exciting, really, that we've in this situation now where, you know, this could go either way. It's interesting, isn't it, that the paras have brought in experienced people to take care of the second half. So it's time then for the first of the bouts in this second half. Now this will be a middleweight contest between Private Ryan Walker of the Parachute Regiment, 2nd Battalion, the Parachute Regiment, and Private Jack Lovesey of the Royal Anglians. Middleweight contest, as we say.
Referee for the next one, John, is James Battle. James is, you won't mind me saying, he's going through a tough time at the moment. He's a Leeds United fan, and they're got 5 games left to save the team from going to the championship.
Don't you talk to me about tough times at the moment in football. I was watching that Leeds Leicester game on. I've got no fingernails left. It was a 1-1 draw in the end, by the way, in case you know. It was, yeah, so we'll steer clear of football, shall we? And I've got no interest in the fact that, you know...
It's fine with me, John. I'm a Liverpool fan and I want to put the season behind us, so I'll put football to bed as well.
I have no interest in the fact that James Battle is worried about Leeds United. No, seriously though, it's going to be such a tight battle at the bottom of the Premier League, and I know Everton are playing this evening as well. I'll not be keeping an eye on that. I'll wait the score later. Anyway, let's get back to the serious business here. The boxing as the Parachute Regiment now bring their man out, and that is Private Ryan Walker, 22 years old. He's from Portsmouth. He says it's a huge honour to captain the team this evening. He was in the COVID team that didn't compete 2 years ago. 4 wins from his 6 bouts so far. And before he joined the army, he boxed for Portsmouth Hearts Boxing Club. And that's got quite a reputation, hasn't it, down the years?
Yeah, the Hearts Portsmouth Boxing Club most certainly has, headed up by Q Shillingford, a former Royal Navy boxing coach, or Q Shillingford MBE, I should say, a real legend, both in the Navy and within the Portsmouth area.
I do remember Q when in all his time as the coach of the Royal Navy team, yeah. And we've also got, of course, Jack Lovesey. He's 21 years old. Joined in July 2021. He's from Cambridge, started boxing in 2016, had 8 fights and 4 wins. He says he's feeling confident. He says, I've enjoyed boxing both in Civvy Street and the army, and I've enjoyed the physical challenge each day and the relationship built while being in the team. I'm proud to be representing the battalion. They all are. So, what are we going to get then in this middleweight contest? If it's as good and as tight as we had before, it's going to be absolutely excellent.
It's good seeing that a lot of the boxers this evening, John, have boxed prior to joining and then carrying it on in the army as well. That's good to see. They've all got a good bit of pedigree, and that's probably why we're seeing that little bit of extra skill on display. You know, the boxing's been quite technical. It's been
the 5th bout of the evening is a development class middleweight contest, boxed over 3 2-minute rounds. Between in the red corner and representing the 1st Battalion, the Royal Anglian Regiment, Private Lovely.
Yeah, Jack Lovesey then. He's looking very confident.
And in the blue corner, representing the 2nd Battalion, the Parachute Regiment, Private Walker.
So Ryan Walker, again, a very confident young man. So I spoke to him last week, earlier this week rather.
Red Lovesey, blue Walker.
A proud man captaining his team this evening at the tender age of 22. So these two men get set into straight away, and look at Walker going for his man. Immediately he's got him on the ropes in the corner. This is the sort of parachute regiment boxing you kind of expect, but Lovesey survives that. Straight in there like a shot, and Lovesey comes straight back as well. This is going to be a fascinating tussle, I think. This is what we expected.
I'm guessing maybe the eagerness, the 2 all going into this bout, keen to get the next score on the board. They flew out the blocks.
Certainly did. Settle down a bit. Lovesey getting a couple of jabs to the head. And again, that's a really good jab from him. And an uppercut. He's really rattled his man here. And Lovesey hits back. He got one to the head too, a left.
I think a couple of those left hooks from Walker has just stunned Lovesey a little bit. He stood off just for a moment just to gather himself.
A rip-roaring first round in this middleweight contest here. Lovesey in the red and Walker in the blue. Walker again on the offensive. Walker seemed to have weathered that early storm. He got a left in there and another one. Nice work from Walker. End of that first round. Well, it's what we expected, isn't it?
Yeah, much faster. A little bit of grappling, a little bit of ferocity at the start of the round. It settled down a little bit. Walker sort of had a good bit of success. And then Lovesey sort of settled down and got back into a little bit. I thought Walker had just done enough. Them clusters he threw early on was enough for me to sneak to take that around.
You think Walker's taken it?
I'd give it to Walker. Lovesey got back into it a little bit, but the hard work was done. The round was in the bag for me for Walker.
Well, we'll see. He certainly came out all guns blazing, and there'll be a few words going on then from the corner, his battalion corner. Just getting the lowdown from Dan Holmes, his head coach. I stand by for the second half.
I mentioned earlier, John, they're getting the scores in the corner. They're actually not. The screens are there, they're just not on. I spoke to the coaches at the interval.
Well, I'm glad to hear it, actually, because that gives them an unfair advantage over us. Nice reply from Lovesey, but Walker on the offensive early doors, getting those jabs in. Lovesey hitting back. None of these boxers are overawed from any angle so far. See again, and Walker gets in there, getting some body punching.
I think Lovesey's guard just drops a little bit. He holds his guard at his sort of chest height, and his chin's a little bit exposed, which gives Walker an opportunity for almost a free shot. So I think he just needs to keep that guard nice and tight. But he started well, Lovesey.
Yeah, he has. He's a very measured approach in this second round. And again, Walker gets one to the head. Reply from his opponent. Oh, another good one from Lovesey there. And Walker really felt that. Oh, and again, Lovesey again. This is a great exchange between these two. Walker just holding his man off and getting those jabs in. Here again, just making it count towards the end. Good punch from Walker. Lovesey comes back. End of the round. Pretty even, Stephen, that one.
Yeah, I think Lovesey might just have evened that up. I think he might just have nicked that round, leaving it all possibly for the last round to decide.
He certainly came back strongly, didn't he?
Yeah, Walker works in bursts, so he throws 4 or 5, and then it's clear he's not going to do nothing. He sort of loses his shape, and he gives Lovesey the chance to sort of pick his moments when to attack, because it was quite obvious when he wasn't almost set to defend. There wasn't an awful lot in it, but I hope it's one each, and it's all to play for this last round.
Well, if we're level at 1-1, then this is going to be the decider. Just looking at his corner, at the red corner. He's taking it all in. And lots of instructions coming the way as well of the para. So, here we go then. Third and last round. All to play for between these two.
Third and last round.
Again, a measured start, measured approach. And these two really will be going for it. But Walker just backs off. Lovesey comes towards him. He's the more aggressive in these opening moments. And when you consider this is the Royal Anglians' first Army final, they've only been together as a team for 18 months. It's so impressive what they're doing tonight. Walker comes back at Lovesey. Great support from both camps. It's just such a battle developing here. Lovesey just told to keep his head up. Middle ground at the moment with Walker. He's got the middle of the ring, but not putting his man on the ropes. Two-para captain giving it his all, as is his opponent, the Cambridge man. Lovesey looks the more aggressive towards the end here, but a good punch thrown from Walker, right and the left. Lovesey going for it. Both of these men really giving it their all now as they approach the final 30 seconds of this final round. And it's all over. Well, I wouldn't want to call that one.
Very close bout. For me, Walker just tried a little bit harder. Now, Lovesey was patient and chose his moments, but almost for the determination and the will to win, and for initiating the attacks, I would just give it Walker, but I'll be interested to see what the judges have seen, and Lucy might not have seen it the same as me.
Lucy, do you agree with that assessment?
Well, I'll certainly bow to the qualified judge sitting next to me. I think it was a round of two halves. I think Lovesey started fast and started well, and Walker finished well. So
here we go then.
Split points decision. Blue is the winner.
And it goes to Ryan Walker by a split decision. And that gives Two-para their third win of the night. Well, it could not have been closer. All these bouts absolutely tight. And, well, tremendous performance from both of them. Ryan Walker and Jack Lovesey just coming now down to talk to Julian Evans. But that was one heck of a battle. These two men gave it absolutely everything.
Just wait for Ryan to get his breath back. Jack, he came at you like 100 miles an hour in those opening rounds. Were you prepared to weather that sort of storm?
Yeah, of course I was, yeah, 100%.
He certainly gave it to you all barrels. And Jack, for you, was at one point I thought he needs to be somewhere else. He doesn't know this goes over 3 rounds because you came out so fast.
Yeah, obviously, come out fast, leave it in there. Obviously, do what paratroopers do best, hard, fast and aggressive. So in there and get the win.
Well, you've got the heart of a lion. You've certainly got, your unit badge proudly on your sleeve. I think you wear your heart on your sleeve as well. What's it like getting in the ring with a guy like this?
Yeah, great experience. Like, good night. Yeah.
Those old jokes. Look, congratulations. You edge in front. Crucial now for the rest of the tournament.
Yeah, of course, we'll just carry on that streak now, back in, go all the way.
We'll let you go and have a lie down. Well done, gentlemen. Thank you.
Well, you always get honesty from the guys, and it's actually not very easy for them to talk immediately after a bout like that. And I think they all do magnificently well, don't they? After giving everything in that ring, for the last, basically, for
boxers,
those 3 2-minute rounds, to do an interview, it takes quite a lot.
It's a respect sport, isn't it, John? And a microphone's chucked in your face and you're full of adrenaline, but do you know what? They're in the army and they are respectful to each other, and they always give good feedback and a bit of banter as well to go with it.
Well, Kaz Castle says 2 para, and close call says Kevlar Hammy, Richard Dungate, Yofa, and well done Jack, super close that one, says Sarah Thurbin and Thomas Gregory. Do what paratroopers do. Well, there we are. And Alex SDS in Melton Mowbray says, all I say, up the Vikings. Well, we're in now to bout 6 of the 9 this evening, and this is at light heavyweight, and entering the ring now is Lance Corporal Charlie Marion. He joined the army back in 2019. He's from Essex, and his first bout in company boxing, and he started to see if he was good at it. Well, he clearly is. 8 bouts, he's won 4 of them. He says, I'm feeling excited to participate in the Army Major Units finale. To represent the battalion is great. So that's Charlie Marion from the 1st Battalion, the Royal Anglian Regiment. As we wait, his opponent coming out onto the scene very shortly will be Private Joe Drury. 80 kilos, light heavyweights. 22 years old is Joe. He's from Bristol. He's new to the regiment, so this is his first final, but he is an experienced boxer. 10 bouts and 8 wins to his name. So he's got the experience. He's certainly got the wins behind him as well, James.
Yeah, I was speaking to Charlie Dane, one of the power coaches, and he was saying, I was saying the Western County man normally comes to fight, but I believe Joe Drury likes to box. He's upright, he's technical, and obviously with 8 wins out of 10, he's obviously not bad at his what he's done previously.
So another one that's close to call here. These two, as they all have been tonight, to be fair, and I think we're in for another exciting set of 3 rounds of 2 minutes. Final adjustments just being made to Drury's gloves, and he now enters the ring as well. And refereeing this one is Sam Wilcox, back into the ring again, and this will be Sam's last officiating of the night as he just checks out the 2 men. Icy Fire says ex-poacher here, go Vikings. And Dave says 3 para boxing teams, still the top dogs. Well, talk about inter-service rivalry, talk about inter-company rivalry, talk about inter-unit rivalry.
Light heavyweight.
You've got to be in it to win it though, John.
3 2-minute rounds.
You have, of
Between
course.
in the red corner and representing the 1st Battalion.
They do alternate, don't they?
Private Marion.
Back in 2013, they had a matchup which was one of the most memorable nights I think you'll ever have in army boxing, when 2 para and 3 para got together.
And in the blue corner, and representing the 2nd Battalion, the Parachute Regiment, Private Drury.
So Joe Drury, the opportunity then to put some clear blue water between them and the Vikings. But I think everyone knows it's not going to be that straightforward. So Marion, 8 bouts to his name. As he said, feeling very excited about getting involved tonight, getting into it, as he does straight away. Drury. So he's new to the regiment, but he's an experienced man. Drury makes one count there. Oh, a good left and a good right. Good early punching from the man in red. Gets another scoring punch in there. Big support coming in now for the man in red. Just trying to spur him on here. The focus in his eyes, absolutely focused on his man. Waiting his moment is the Essex man. Drury hits back though, much to the adoration of the audience, of the crowd.
That lead hook to the head from Drury is quite dangerous. He wobbled Marion in the early couple of seconds of this round. And he's got some power, it seems.
Yeah, definitely.
I like Drury's shot selection. He picks him up top, he looks downstairs. Yeah. He's got a good head movement. Only downside, he is a little bit negative in his ring position at times.
Goes for the right hook there. Couple to the body. And again, nice work from Marion. Drury hits back there, he's on the ropes. A really good end to that first round. Just veering towards Marion there, I think.
I like what Drury's doing. I like how he's picking his shots. I just don't like the fact that he's letting Marion dictate, and Marion's boxing out of a better ring position. It's a hard one to score. It might be a bit of what you fancy, but right now I fancy what Drury's offering me personally.
Okay, so there you go. Lucy, are you in agreement, or?
Yeah, most definitely. I think Drury's the more technical boxer. Jay said, puts his shots together really well. He finds his angles really well. He just perhaps needs to do it from the centre of the ring a little bit more. He's putting himself back on the ropes to a certain extent, allowing Marion to close that range. So I think if he does what he's done in the first round from the middle of the ring, I don't think there's any touching him.
Okay. I'm sure everyone has their own opinion. Brian Rosier says red one up there. Richard Dungate says go Vikings. Brian is in Spain, by the way. And here we go with the second round. And straight away, the man in red is on the prowl. And he's really going for it. I think he realises maybe that he's got to make his mark in this second round. He'll have been told by his corner that both men absolutely nip and tuck. That's a really good punch there from Drury.
He's actually got a really tight guard, Drury, a really effective guard, and I know Marion's sort of dictating the pace, but Drury's behind the tight guard, a little bit of head movement and picking the shots quite nice.
He's a real boxer, isn't he? You know, all these men are fighters, but we've got two boxers in the ring here. Nice work from Marion. Drury hits back though. And again, the right and a left.
Is that left hook again?
Yeah. Very effective, isn't it? Marion just jabbing away. My word, if that had connected.
He's boxing really nice, Drury. I just think he's almost opting to make this a little bit more difficult than he needs to.
Well, you can't say it's down to inexperience. He's been around. Again.
It's lovely throwing the more shots. He's got the more volume, but Drury's got that quality.
And again. Three brilliant punches there, which caught his man, and that will surely give him the round.
Yeah, that definitely cemented the round, and you know what? Quite a lot of experienced officials around here might even pushed to a more clear win, which would be a 10-8 round, but I'm not saying it definitely was. It definitely cemented the round, though.
All those messages coming in. Wherever you are, we know there's a lot of you in Cyprus tonight. It's very, very late now in Cyprus, well past midnight. So thanks for staying with us and staying up. It's far from over here. We're plenty more boxing to go. But an important round this, we feel, for Charlie Marion. Very important round for him. Jury starting well. Marion coming back. He has the centre of the ring. Needs to make it count.
He's holding his ground a little bit more, Drury. Or at least if he gets towards the ropes, he's moving to the side.
Oh. It's a real battle of attrition, this, isn't it, really, with the punches coming in from both of them. You just feel that Drury's maybe just getting the more scoring punches.
He's really comfortable in the uncomfortable, Drury, so he doesn't flap when the shots are running in. He's relaxed, he's got faith in his defence, and he finds the counter really well.
But the Viking is still giving it absolutely everything. Another good punch from him coming in on the Drury.
We're seeing good shot variation for Drury because he opts to go downstairs. It sort of it limits Marion's option of defending the head of the body at the same time. He doesn't know where the counters are coming from, so that's why he's being so effective when he's landing up top, because he has got the option of going downstairs.
Marion's not going away though, is he? He's making it really tough.
He is making it tough, yeah. But it seems that Drury's happy to take the odd punch and then gives it back in good measure. But this is a great end to the fight from both of these men. Look at them, absolutely giving it 100%. Terrific stuff, and that's the end of the fight. And smiles from both of them.
Prior to the bout, I was chatting to Jordan, the Anglian coach, and he described Charlie Marion as having a good chin, and he's obviously displayed that. It's not always the best attribute you want from your boxer. You want to be really skillful, but he has got a good chin. He put a good shift in there, and he was in a very competitive bout. So
it was a great bout, and I think both of them know they've been in a right contest there. John Woods watching in Bahrain this evening.
By
Great
split
action.
point decision, blue is the winner.
And it goes to the man in blue, to Joe Drury. And that puts the Paras 4-2 up in terms of bouts. A really accomplished performance from Joe Drury. Say he's new to the regiments, but certainly not new to boxing. Takes the accolades of the Parachute Regiment supporters there, as will Charlie Marion as well from the Royal Anglians. Talking to Julian.
Joe, congratulations, fantastic performance. The game plan, was that to get in there and get in amongst it? Because that's certainly what your face did. I'm teasing. That was a fantastic performance from both of you. You really did put your body on the line today.
Yeah, thank you. Wasn't enough though, was it?
Well, those judges can be awkward customers sometimes. Come in, come in. Congratulations. You put a little bit of daylight between you two now.
Well, to be fair, I thought it could have gone either way. My aim was just to come in here and enjoy it. It's just the last one of the season, probably my last one. But
don't say that. You're only 22. You've got years in front of you. You can still keep going.
We'll see. But no.
Same for you. Look, you know, you're only 22. Fantastic experience to come here on this stage in front of all these people, and you've delivered. You can go away with your head held high.
Yeah, it's a good experience. A lot of people watching.
Well, look, you've done your unit proud. Well done.
Thank you.
Congratulations.
Thank you.
Well, congratulations to both men there. No quarter given. I thought Julian might be taking a punch then at one stage with that, but we did actually write on the risk assessment, don't get too close to the boxers just in case.
Boxers!
But yeah, a confident performance then from Joe Drury in the end, but a great performance from Charlie Marion too. As we now approach the heavier weights now, we're into Cruiserweight territory here now, the 86 kilos, and this is a fight I've been particularly looking forward to this evening. Lance Corporal Tony Jones of 2 Para up against Brodie Farrell of 1 Royal Anglian, and he's the first southpaw of the night.
Yeah, well, only 10% of us are southpaw, so that's not. It's a start. That's probably correct. So now we've only had 5 bouts, haven't we? So Lance Corporal Jones tonight for 2 Para. He was part of the team that won in 2018, and it was his bout that got them the title that night. So he's got the opportunity to do that once again and bring the title home for 2 Para.
Yeah, well, he has, yeah, and it's very interesting because when he was given the opportunity by his head coach, he didn't give it a second thought, put it like that. He was straight in there. So I was talking to him on Monday, and so excited to be back. One of the reasons why he's been out of the ring for so long is that he was wanting to do his, get onto his promotion. He's now Lance Corporal. Was a private, obviously, when he fought in 2018. So he's put his military career first, but absolutely delighted to be back in the ring as he now takes his place. Up against him, Brodie Farrell, 23 years old, who's from Enfield in North London. He joined the army in 2020 and currently has a role in anti-tanks. Started boxing a year ago for the intercompany boxing and currently on 5 fights. Excited to be fighting here and representing his battalion. The highlight for training was working with a close-knit team and gaining experience from those around him. Those are the words of Brodie Farrell. And I think, I keep referring to this, but, these guys are so inexperienced, really, at this level as a team. Only 18 months together. They are putting together a remarkable performance tonight, collectively.
I think we know the pedigree of the Paras, and I think you're absolutely right. Training out there in Cyprus, they've done a fantastic job, and they really have been a credit to the battalion.
So bout number 7 will be officiated by Gordon Bruce. As Jones comes into the ring, he's a Newcastle man, the Geordie, and I think he'll be quite pleased with the news coming through from Goodison Park tonight, although he says he's not a football fan. I think 5-1 is the result there. That was certainly the latest score that we had against Everton. And he said he's not a football fan, but, he certainly watched them demolish Tottenham Hotspur on Sunday afternoon. So maybe he's becoming a football fan. But, yeah, he's a very proud Geordie, is Tony Jones. And Brodie Farrell,
7th bout of the evening
originally
is
from
a development
Enfield.
class cruiserweight contest, boxed over 3 2-minute rounds. Between in the red corner and representing the 1st Battalion, the Royal Anglian Regiment, Private Farrell.
Very important bout this, of course, for the Vikings.
And in the blue corner and representing the 2nd Battalion, the Parachute Regiment, Lance Corporal Jones.
They have to stay in the contest to win this match. They have to stay to stay in the contest. They have to win this match. That's what I'm trying to say. Quite a matchup here. Tony Jones,
Red Farrell,
34
Blue
years
Jones.
old. Certainly the oldest man tonight against a man who's 11 years younger than him. I wonder whether that might come to play. Probably not, but I thought I'd mention it anyway. So straight away, Jones in there against Farrell. Farrell just sizing up his man. Straight in there goes the para. Jones with a chance, of course, to repeat, as you say, James, what he did back in 2018. Made a confident start here against the younger man. But Farrell looking to have the measure of his opponent. Good young boxer. And again, little jab there with the left, with the right rather, and a left and a right. Jones responds. Here at Cruiserweight. Both of them pretty nimble around this ring so far.
Farrell just looking to trigger Jones, and he's taking that little half step back and just missing at the moment, still trying to find the range.
Just needs to keep his head down. I've already seen a couple of warnings tonight for that in earlier bouts.
So Jones is trying to force the issue, but he's struggling with the southpaw stance, and he's been caught short a couple of times over a couple of decent counters. But you could see that he's game on, and the volume is coming from Jones.
Yeah. He's putting the volume in, but Farrell, as you say, the southpaw. Gets a punch in there at the end, a scoring punch there from Farrell. Pretty even Steven there, that first round.
Yeah, it was a close one. Obviously, Jones is trying to force the pace, and sometimes his crude attacks are falling short, and Farrell has been a couple of times just inches short of getting that quality shot off. There's not been an awful lot in it, to be honest.
Very close. It needs to be. So lots of instructions going to both corners at the moment. Tony Jones getting a real talking to from his corner.
They say about boxing, amateur boxing being a bit of a sprint, a bit of a young man's sport. I'd like to see how Jones is feeling after this round. 34 years of age.
Yep. He's certainly got experience on his side. Well, maybe not as much experience as you might expect. Only 6 bouts. He's had 5 wins so far, hoping to make it 6 out of 7. Is the Lance Corporal. But Farrell fighting back well here, under a bit of pressure at the moment from Jones. Got him on the ropes. Jones is really going for it. Farrell sees off the challenge.
I think Farrell just needs to be a little bit more braver here. He's just making him fall short, but by too much. Like I say, he's a couple of inches short. If he's a little bit braver, a little bit more positive with his defence, he would get a counter off here, and he could win a bout.
Just jabbing away at the moment. Jones has got a reach advantage. Not especially elegant around the ring, is he? But he's effective.
Farrell's just that tiny bit out of range, like Jay said. I think, and maybe just needs to commit that little bit more with the shots that he throws. A little bit tentative when he throws, as he would be, I guess.
I think with 30 seconds to go, he needs to gamble here, Farrell. You know, is the bout slipping away?
He's not throwing enough.
Jones is getting stuck in and he's got him down, but he feels it was below the belt. He's taking the count though. He felt that punch there from Jones was below the belt. It was. So, end of the round. Will that count against Jones?
No, it won't count against either, to be honest. It's a funny situation, the low blow, because did the referee see it? And it's a bit of a grey area. I've obviously done the referee's course myself, and you put on the spot a little bit. Is it a knockdown? Is it a safety count? Let the judges decide. But ultimately, that should be, if it was a knockdown, it would only be one scoring shot anyway. But I think most judges around there would have wiped that off and seen as that anything it wouldn't have affected the scoring.
Okay, well, he certainly felt it. Farrell certainly felt it was below, and we saw his reaction, in graphic detail, really.
I think the referee was aware that we came to the end of the round, and he knew that he'd have a minute recovery. Otherwise, he would have given him more recovery during that round.
Yeah, absolutely. So here we go then. It's the last round. Tony Jones knows that if he can see this one through, the Parachute Regiment 2 Para will be victorious. So what can Brodie Farrell do about it? He knows he's got to go out there. Jones is very determined here, experienced man. Say 11 years senior to the Viking. Good response though from Farrell here. Just biding his time.
I think Jones has just kept up this work rate.
He's worked so hard.
He has worked hard. His volume of shots have pretty much secured it to this point.
Here's the aggressor, and again, there's a feeling that was below the belt.
What with this, John? Now, if that was deemed as a low shot, Farrell now has 90 seconds to recovery. That's the hard.
He is taking. He's taking. Having to take a count again. Below the belt, so that's 2 now that Jones has delivered, and I don't think Farrell's especially happy. So 90, you say he's got 90 seconds now to recover. And presumably they don't count as scoring punches.
No, definitely no, not scoring shots, no. And if anything, if the referee thought that Jones had done it on purpose, he'd be giving him a warning for it as well.
So, Farrell. In these last few moments of the round, Jones really going for him. Farrell having to defend. Hugely aggressive from the man in blue. Both men getting tired. This is remember, a cruiserweight, so these guys 86 kilos, and they've been going around the ring at a rate of knots. Jones just biding his time, goes for it with a left and a right, and the 2 men embrace at the end. But you feel that has probably gone to Lance Corporal Tony Jones, but who knows?
Yeah, it looks that way for me. Obviously, the judges might see different, but yeah, it looks like Jones has done enough. I think the work rate alone was enough. As it happens, Farrell was quite a neat boxer, but maybe his time will come next year with a little bit more bravery, a bit gamble maybe. Yeah.
Well, we will see. Is this going to be the bout that decides the 2023 Army Championship? The 2 men come out and we await the verdict.
By unanimous points decision, blue is the winner.
It is a unanimous points decision. in favour of Lance Corporal Tony Jones. Lightning strikes twice in his favour. The second time he has been responsible for a victory for the Parachute Regiment, for 2 para. They have another inter-service, another army title.
I bet he's glad he came out of retirement now. They'll have a party tonight, won't they? And Jones will be at the forefront of that party, I reckon.
Well, people delighted for him. And this is not going to be an easy interview, of course, for Brodie Farrell.
Tony, Brodie, congratulations. Before we get on, Tony, to your performance, a word for your valiant opposition tonight, because they have performed magnificently.
Yeah, they performed a hell of a lot better than we could have possibly thought. They've got some good fighters, they've obviously trained hard, and, you know, and haven't just entered thinking that they're going to just get to where they are, they're trying to get past and win. So now fair play to them.
Brodie, have you had a chance to check on the bits and bobs? Everything all right?
Yeah, they're all right, they're still in place, they're all good.
It's always difficult with gloves on.
Yeah.
Look, sometimes they say it's not about the destination, it's about the journey, and I think for all of you guys tonight, it's been exactly that, hasn't it?
Yeah, it's all about the journey, that's right. They've all done well, everyone there's boxed their heart off, and the remaining fighters was doing boxed as hard. So I'm proud of my team and the other opponents as well. So, yeah.
Well, look, it's bedtime in Cyprus, but some of those punches that you delivered there, they would have woken a few people up.
So was that?
It doesn't matter. We'll move on to the winner, but congratulations to you. Look, you landed the winning punches. Your unit are the Army champions for 2023.
It's everything that we wanted, everything we trained for, and obviously all of the hard work and effort, training that we put into it has paid off. And all of these lads have delivered tonight, whether they've won or lost, they've delivered, and they've given everything left it all in the ring. But for me, this moment, in no disrespect to anyone else, this is like a deja vu to 2018 where I took the final again, sealed the deal, and that's it there. Well done, lads, well done.
I thought for a moment we were going to have a Tyson Fury and you were just going to do a little bit of karaoke at the end. Look, congratulations to you, congratulations to all of them. And you're going to be back next year?
We shall see.
We shall see.
Well, if he does come back next year, of course, it will be with 3 para, because they alternate, don't they, each year. But congratulations to 2 para. Obviously, they have won that title again, and very magnanimous in victory, and very honourable in defeat as well for the Vikings too. But we've still got 2 bouts to go, and there's still plenty of pride at stake, and there's still plenty to fight for as we go into the last 2 bouts. Heavyweight contest now. This is Private Ed Unden. He's actually Swedish, but he hails from the Isle of Guernsey, and 21 years old. He's only had 3 bouts, but he is unbeaten. He's the only unbeaten boxer in the ring tonight.
I was chatting to him in the changing room before the boxing started, and he was excited about boxing tonight, and he was describing himself as a slugger. So maybe we're going to see a bit of all-action fighting tonight.
Well, the man who's coming out into the ring now is Corporal Danny Call, who is 32 years old. He joined the army in 2007 from Grimsby. Currently in the mortar platoon. Started boxing from a young age, on and off, and training with his dad, who is a professional boxer himself. So he said I would join him at the gym and learn from his experience. He's had 11 fights and 8 victories. He's looking to make it 9 this evening. He says he's feeling good for the fight, looking forward to getting in the ring and having a good scrap and giving the audience something to enjoy. The highlight of training must be sparring different lads from the RAF, a lot from RAF Akrotiri, of course, to the lads in civvy gyms in the final couple of weeks, and really proud to represent his battalion. So I think we've got a lot to expect tonight from Danny Call, and also from Ed Unden. Looking forward to this one.
Just as I'm looking over at the parachute regiment team now, the lads who have boxed and some of the coaches who are not involved in this bout, you can see the relief on their face. You know, as the the parachute regiment are the current champion. I know it was 3 power last year, but obviously these are holding the mantle this year, and the pressure that must be on this team in order to retain this title for the parachute regiment year in, year out. Yeah, it must weigh heavy on the shoulders.
Yeah, I'm sure it does. But what's impressed me this evening is, that we know about the Paras' fearsome reputation, how they go in to each bout. But they boxed so well tonight, haven't they? Both have boxed. We've seen some great boxing tonight.
Yeah, like we said earlier, the vast majority of the winners tonight have been the better technical boxers, and the Paras have won 5 of those bouts. So, yeah, it's been the boxing on display has been good standard for, like Luke said earlier, novice is the wrong word, but developing boxers, it's been a good standard.
Andrew Swain says, "Come on, Danny, do it for Grimsby and the Redcoats." And Alex says, "Come on, Danny, cool." Still a lot of support, obviously.
Between in the red corner and representing the 1st Battalion, the Royal Anglian Regiment, Corporal Cole.
Yeah, Danny Cole.
And in the blue corner and representing the 2nd Battalion, the Parachute Regiment, Private Unden.
So Unden and Cole in at heavyweight.
Red Cole, blue Unden.
I think Danny Cole, probably the oldest man in the Royal Anglian Regiment, in the ring tonight. What can he do against Unden? Too many scoring punches so far from either of them. They're both weighing each other up. Unden gets a good left and a right to the body. Cole coming back at him. Turned away. Back of the head. Not allowed.
I think Unden certainly favours the bent arm shots, where we've got Cole trying to get behind the straight shots and keep it at range. But as you say, John, not much in it so far.
Very, very tight. But again, for heavyweights, they're dancing around the ring, aren't they? It's more like a welterweight contest. Good combination from Cole. Unden hits back. Big support from the Grimsby boy. And I wonder how many people are watching on their island of Guernsey tonight, as Unden hits back. James Battle just telling them to calm it a bit at the end of that first round. Not a lot between them.
No, I think he just caught... Unden just caught Cole there with a slap. Which is not a legal shot, but it was quite a hard one, so I'm pretty sure he was glad of the bell.
I think that round though, we had Unden through a lot of volume, hit the gloves a lot, missed a lot, and then you had Danny Cole, who was just nicking the odd single. Was there enough singles nicked to unpick Unden's hard work and graft? That, again, a bit of what you fancy. I know we said that a few times tonight, but it is a subjective sport. There wasn't much in it.
No, there's not a lot in it at all. So everything to go for in the second round then. Jordan and his team in their pink t-shirts tonight. They've done what they can now. So I spoke to Jordan earlier on. He says, we've done what we can. It's up to the boxers. And to be honest, none of them have let him or the battalion down tonight. And Danny Call out there again giving it his very best against Private Ed Unden. Unden in the blue, Call in the red. Call comes calling again.
I think this is a better start from Call. He's using his straight shots. He's keeping it at range. He's moving his feet a little bit more, allowing Unden to just fall short slightly.
And again.
Yeah, it's a busier round from Call. It's a braver round. You know, he's willing to initiate the attack more often. Probably on the back of advice from the corner, saying you've probably lost that first round. Let's see a bit more.
They're both slippery customers, aren't they? You know, they're both, you know, avoiding the punches pretty well. No one's really being able to make a massive headway, but Call comes in there with a scorer to the head with a right. London again, takes one and another. Really good spell from Danny Call here. Might just be enough to give him the round. And again, it's a really good one, a good end to this round for the Viking. End of the round, and I think we have to say that might have gone to the man in red.
Yeah, it was a strong finish. I referred to it earlier. Timing, I know you can't always choose when you hit your opponent, but if you can choose to hit your opponent towards the latter end of the round, give the judges less chance of forgetting your good work, it's a better time to score. And Danny Call landed a flurry, 3 or 4. The ref had a good look. He moved around, he caught him again, so it cemented the round for him. Around that, it looked like he was already nicking anyway.
Little message from British Army Sport. Congratulations to two para boxing team. The Vikings can hold their heads high for their performances tonight. Looking forward to the final two bouts, where we're 2/3 of the way through the penultimate bout here. And I wonder whether it's going to be Danny Call who's going to pull it back for the Vikings, or whether we're going to see Edward Unden add another point for the Paras. Here we go then, third and final round. Unden knows, I think he's going to have to up his game. And straight in he goes. Call catches him with a right and a left. What a scrap these two are putting up. For heavyweights, it's quite remarkable.
And this is heavyweight boxing. You never quite know what's going to happen. Sometimes it just takes one shot.
A cruncher there between the two. Big support coming in now then for Call. Real pride at stake for the battalion. I'm sure that Colonel Thompson is absolutely thrilled and delighted with what he's seen from his men tonight. We're very proud indeed. And two para keeping their tradition, an extraordinary tradition of the regiment. Both men must be getting tired now. This is just relentless. Ooh. And someone's chin guard has come out. I think it's Unden's chin guard has come out, isn't it? So they'll have to go back. Just make sure Martin Stead's not watching. It was actually Danny Call's. We've been talking about chin guards, about gum guards rather, gum shields earlier on.
He's been much braver at the second two rounds, Danny Call. I thought like he fleed a little bit too much and he was too eager to get out of there, and I feel like the last two he's been able to hold his feet and nick the counter now and again.
He's doing enough at the moment. And a terrific bout. Well done, both. Absolutely nothing left from either of them. It's all out there in the ring. And I think Danny Cole feels that he's won that.
It's another close one. The first round was very close. Cole won the second, and then again, do you go for the technical cleaner work or do you go for the volume? And yeah,
Andrew saying top work, Danny. Pushed this last round, which he's definitely done there. But Ed Undon is very much in this, and who knows what the judges are going to decide. We will find out.
By a split points decision, red is the winner.
It goes to Danny Cole, their third win of the night. A really good contest there, these two. And great pride, really, from Corporal Danny Cole to claim that victory. Sean Clark says, red win, great match, Danny. You did Grimsby proud, says Andrew Swain. Red the winner, Brian Rosier and David Smith. Red win that. Both boxers getting ready to talk then to Julian Evans.
Hey, Danny, fantastic performance. Two huge guys slugging it out in the ring. You left nothing in there. I mean, a little word then for the victor tonight.
Yeah, no, he impressed me with his short range work. I wasn't expecting that, but fair one. 9 bouts, he's got a fair bit of experience.
Flowing a little bit towards the end there. You were feeling that, weren't you?
Yeah, I was definitely gassing out. I think if you're not tired by the third round, you're doing something wrong, so.
But you've got all that warm weather training going on in Cyprus.
Yeah, we've been back for a couple of weeks now doing some sparring, that, so we're not really acclimatised to the warm weather, never mind the heat of the ring in there, so.
Chuff for the Vikings to get points on the board again. OK, it's too late in the grand picture of things, but you're delighted for your unit.
Yeah, I'm always here. I love a good scrap, so whether we win or lose, we're going to get in there and give a good fight and give people whatever they've got coming to them. So.
I just wonder then, does this mean that you guys are all going to come back next year and take them on again?
Yeah, you won't see the last of the Royal Anglians. It's definitely more boxing for us.
Well, congratulations, gentlemen. Thank you.
Congratulations to both men as they shake hands at the end of a great interview there. Again, massive mutual respect for each other. And when you've just been slugging it out in the ring like that, it takes something, doesn't it? It's something very special.
It's a great game, isn't it? Let's face it. You know, they've spent 6 minutes punching each other in the face, and then the first thing you do and the final bell is embrace and show great respect to your opponent, as it should be.
And these are the people we put our faith in day after day. And when you bear in mind that several members of the parachute regiment are probably elsewhere at the moment, as are Royal Marines and other members of the British Forces, Royal Air Force doing their bit where it needs to be done. These people fighting people first, and tonight boxers very much second. But congratulations to Danny Cole. Now we go to the super heavyweights, and it's Private Barry Diggins entering the ring. Now he's a bit of a hero cult character after his victory there in that semi-final against the Swan Lanks. It was his victory that got them through in the narrowest of margins, and he's so looking forward to tonight. Joined them in January 2021 from Kingston. Rifleman started boxing in February last year, wanted to be double hard, had 8 fights and feeling very confident. He says, I've enjoyed the whole experience of progressing in boxing and evolving my skills each day and seeing the improvements in myself. It's a privilege to be in this position to represent my battalion. And he's up against Corporal Liam Lindsay, who's 27 years old. He's from Birmingham, but he's Blues, not Villa, he tells me. 8 bouts and 5 wins. 3rd season in the Para's boxing team, but this is his first with 2 Para. And as we know, Liam Lindsay, I think he scored the winning bout last year for 3 Para.
He did, yeah. He boxed. They boxed twice. They boxed in the Army individual final as well. But it was he got the parachute 3 Para the win last year. It was a good fight. It was a great fight, and he got them over the line. And then He was unfortunate to miss out in the Army individual final. That's his one defeat on his card, so this should be a good bout. Looking forward to this one.
Yeah, I mean, I've looked forward to all of the bouts tonight, to be honest, but this one, you know, obviously it doesn't have maybe the spice that it would have had it been a championship decider, but nevertheless, the chance for the Vikings to pull it back to 5-4, which would make it, you know, let's face it, fair this evening, because all of these fights have been top-notch and have been so close. We've had so many split decisions tonight. It could have, you know, they could have gone either way. But
I think the Anglians will take a lot of pride if they can finish at 5-4. Yeah. They lost a couple of close ones on splits in the middle of the in the evening, and they've gone
feels
away
like
with
the afternoon, doesn't it? We started. Certainly, if you're watching in Cyprus, it must have.
The ninth bout of the evening is a development class super heavyweight contest, boxed over 3 2-minute rounds. Between, in the red corner and representing the 1st Battalion, the Royal Anglian Regiment, Private Diggins.
He's so popular. He really, really is.
And in the blue corner and representing the 2nd Battalion, the Parachute Regiment, Corporal Lindsay.
Massive respect for both boxers. Thanks for all your messages. We've been absolutely inundated with comments tonight. Sorry I had a chance to read all of them out this evening. But if we'd been reading the comments out, there wouldn't have been time to comment on the boxing. But it has been a terrific evening, and so grateful to all of you who've tuned in tonight. And this could be a flourish of a final bout. Diggins in the red, Lindsay in the blue. And these are super heavyweights, 100 kilos plus. Dancing around like featherweights at the moment. Keeping them under control is Gordon Bruce, who has the honour of officiating this very last bout of the night. Diggins again, digs in well. Lindsay fights back. If that had connected, that would have been interesting.
You're absolutely right, John, that, you know, there's a lot of shots going here and they're really fast hands, so more like middleweights than super heavies.
Amazing. Such fitness. Great work there from Lindsay. Diggins comes back at him. Both men working so hard here in this opening round. They surely can't keep this tempo up.
Lindsay's targeting the body really well. Obviously, he's boxing a southpaw. Sometimes they're hard to pin down, so he's got the right tactics here. He's aiming at the centre of mass, the body, biggest target. And that if you hit the body, you tend to be able to get a bit of head off as well. So it's been a close first round, but he's sorry.
Yeah, we should say Diggins is only the second southpaw tonight. And it's a pretty even first round, I think, between those two. Not a lot between them.
No, not a lot at all. I thought Lindsay, for me, just nicked it because he's initiating the attacks, and a couple of times he managed to get Diggins backed up in the corner. Quality shots, there wasn't a lot in it. I just thought Lindsay found the target downstairs, which sometimes isn't as impressive to the spectator, but as a judge and as a former boxer, you know they still hurt, so they're still scoring.
So, not a lot the seconds can do now, really. They're just handing out as the best sort of advice they can. Diggins blowing quite a lot, sat in the ring. Of the two, Liam Lindsay looks perhaps the best. A great support for we've even got a sort of a Eurovision feel to tonight as well. We're all getting into the mood for Eurovision, but here we go, back into the ring then for this second round. 2 more minutes of highly competitive action here. Lindsay in the blue corner, Diggins in the red. Good punches then coming in from Lindsay. Diggins shows his power.
Good body shots again, but from both boxers. We'll see how much that takes out of either of them and how much ab work they've been doing.
Diggins got a couple into the head there, a couple of jabs.
That'll be a good indication that your body shots have an effect as your opponent starts throwing body shots back.
It's so true. Diggins just a wee bit square on when he stands, I think.
He sprays his legs, you know, he's like sort of just queuing himself up each time. But Lindsay knows how to win, so does Diggins for that matter. Both of these boxers know what it's like to go the distance and claim the victory when it really matters. It was so tight out there in Episcopi just 3 weeks ago. And Diggins was the man who brought the bacon home. Lindsay last year with 3 para, winning the decisive bout in a memorable night. End of the second round. Again, as tight as ever.
There wasn't a lot to score. It was a little... Because Diggins came out and made more of a fight of it that round and wanted to almost lock horns. It was a bit scrappy at times, and there wasn't a lot of quality landed to the head. They both looked downstairs, which was good. But it was quite hard to sort of pinpoint a winner.
Charlo Town says, come on to para, respect to Lieutenant Colonel H. Jones, lest we forget the Falklands. We'll never do that. And what a show, says Karen Curtis. Vikings, you did great. Well done indeed. And Brian Rosier, very well organised, great fights. Congratulations to 2 para. And the Vikings, commentary wasn't bad either. Well, thanks for that, Brian. Thanks for that vote of confidence in us. Great to have all your comments this evening. Nice to hear from Jamie Doig as well. A great friend up there at Leicester Tigers. Loves his military sports. So here we go then, the last round of the 2023 Army Championship final. Diggins in the red, Lindsay in the blue. Which way is it going to go? Great support for both men. Gosh, they really are throwing things around, aren't they? Super fitness on show here. Diggins getting in with the body shots. Good ones to the head as well. Sets the fans on their feet. Back comes Lindsay. Fearsome fighters, both of them. Absolutely going for it. Lindsay is man on the ropes with Diggins.
Just a little bit of ring IQ there. Diggins didn't allow himself to
no, he didn't.
Stay on the ropes too much. He'd walk his opponent back, he's changed the angle. He almost switched around.
And look where he is now. He's in the ascendancy in this little section.
Yeah.
It's great work from both men, but Diggins is really digging in here. I thought I'd get...
I like what you did there, John. I do like it.
Walks his opponent forward, gives himself more space behind him. It's very clever boxing.
It's clever boxing. It really is. And Lindsay is grimacing at the moment. They're both absolutely giving it their all. They'll be on their knees if he carries on like this. But this is the last round. These are the last moments of the 2023 Army final. And what a final we've had. Diggins, again, 2 great punches, 3 great punches, 4 great punches. And that could be enough to give Barry Diggins the victory.
In that last round, I thought Diggins technically better. Lindsay hit the guard a lot. Diggins had a couple of spurts where he got 2 or 3 shots off, and I've said it before, I'll say it again. If you can have a flurry, have it in the last 10 seconds, because the judges won't forget that. But overall, it was a close bout, but on the last round, I think Diggins might have just tipped the scales in his favour.
It was terrifically close. And what a way to finish our Army final tonight. Terrific performance from both men. And very shortly, we will know how this final is going to finish. Both men deserve our huge gratitude, really. And everyone in
by a split point decision, red is the winner.
It has gone to Diggins. He claims it by a split decision. Well, you're absolutely right, Lucy. You're absolutely right, Jay. It went right to the wire. And everyone in Cyprus knew that Barry Diggins was going to win that, I think.
And what a
judging
fitting
by the
result.
comments we're getting. He dug in, Diggins dug in, and he's got the win, which makes it 4-5. And do you know what? I think that's a pretty fair summation of a terrific Army Championship tonight.
I think everyone goes away happy. Don't get me wrong. I don't think one Royal Anglian turned up here to get beat, but they probably knew. Well, they probably thought they was up against it because the Paras
We'll let Liam get
are
over
notorious
here.
for winning
Liam
this
Bass,
event, and they do post their boxes around to make sure they've got a full squad. So I think everyone goes away happy.
Not bad for us 2 supers to go out, is it?
We're now talking to
Fair play to me. Took some shots and managed to get the win on there. So.
Okay, you don't go home with the main prize, but you go home with your heads held high, and that's what you came here to do.
I came here to win the whole thing, mate. Not just one fight.
That's absolutely fair enough. You played your part.
Yeah, I tried. But as a team, you know, I won enough, so hopefully next year, come back stronger, better, we win.
Is this giving you the heart, the hunger to come back and as you say, deliver?
Yeah.
It always helps when you win. Commiserations to you. You know, a quick word on all of the team that have come over from Cyprus and played their part in a top night of Forces boxing.
Yeah, not bad. I think 5 wins was it? I think that's one stats that anyone should get to the team this season. So it shows that they deserve to be in the finals. But all in all, got some 3 proud lads to take in turn sharing the trophy. So it is what it is.
Yeah. We'll let you continue that later on. Gentlemen, thank you very much indeed. Congratulations. Well done.
Well, some great comments from both of the boxers there. You get honesty, don't you? That's what...
Remain seated. There'll be a short delay just while we set up the ring and wait for the boxers.
I think, you know, we've enjoyed a huge night of boxing here, and you know, I think whoever, you know, that whichever way it goes, obviously, and it's gone to 2 para tonight. I think we've seen a new battalion, haven't we? We've seen a new starring regiment coming into the fray tonight. We've never seen them before as a group, but my word, they've left their mark, haven't they?
Like you said, John, it's a new team who were getting out, getting active. They entered a tournament that had 8 teams in it. That was the first time they've had that for a long time. It was a fully represented competition. There was 4 quarterfinals, semi-finals and a final. So it's a tournament that was worthy of the prize. Today they're going to be the Army team champions, and there's 8 teams involved, and hopefully it continues to grow because it's a fantastic event. And the final was fitting of the event. It's been a great night.
Yeah, it has been a great night. And I think both coaches, you know, the coaching teams deserve a huge amount of credit as well for what they've done. And, you know, they've given us a fantastic evening, you know. And, you know, just looking at some of these results, you know, it really could have gone either way, couldn't it, in the end? I mean, I think maybe when the 2 para get this trophy back to Colchester, and they reflect on this, they'll think, actually, do you know what? Almost by the skin of our teeth.
Yeah, well, they probably won't think that tonight. They'll just be happy to get the win, you know. But what's happened tonight, we've seen skills, which boxing's a skill sport. We sometimes forget that it's a skill sport. I'd say every winner tonight was the better boxers skill-wise. they've all looked fit, and super heavies and cruisers look fit. You're on the civvy circuit, the lads aren't conditioned the way I was at. Everyone's been fit. There's been no one who's blew a gasket and have needed any helping hand by the referee. All the fights have gone the distance. It's been a great night.
It certainly has. I mean, Lucy, obviously, you look at it as a member of the Royal Navy, but and great for you to be able to come here tonight and watch it totally neutral. But these guys, they put their lives on the line for us. You put your trust in them every time, wouldn't you? When you see them in the ring like this.
And it's been a real privilege, and we've seen the core values that we have come to know and love of our British Army personnel. There's courage, there's dedication, there's drive, there's resilience, there's loyalty, and there's respect. All of those great things that we expect of our military personnel. And I think everyone that stepped through the ropes here has done themselves, their coaches, their battalions, the regiments proud. And I think we're looking at some of the army, the army boxers of the future, and maybe future national champions. Who knows?
Well, absolutely. I mean, James, I'm sure you've been keeping a close eye on all of these men tonight. Who, are putting you on the spot here, people that you haven't seen before. Who's impressed you tonight?
There's a few that stand out, and probably if I think back to the first bout, straight away he stood out. So, and I think he even mentioned, did he mention in his interview, he wants to do the Army Championships, which is a good sign. He wants to continue boxing. It's not just about this team event. So he stood out for me, definitely. And I was quite impressed with Cuthbert. He's unique. He's a bit unorthodox. He punches on the move. I think he could have a good go at the development championships. There's a few, I suppose, really to get on the Army team and have a bit of longevity. We're probably looking at a bit of youth, so anyone that's sort of early 20s has got a bit of.
Well, there's quite a few there, certainly in the the Anglians as well. A lot of young, and also actually in the paras as well. A lot of in their early 20s. Who could really make a name for themselves. I mean, just looking at Diggins there. I mean, he's not been boxing for very long, but he went in there and he was absolutely like a seasoned, not a seasoned pro, obviously, but very, very seasoned in the way he went.
I was impressed. Even walking to the ring, he looked composed. Like I said, comfortable in what is a very uncomfortable. I know obviously these are all infantries and they have to be trained that way, but
boxers,
he looked comfortable when the bout was about to start. He's only 22 years of age and he's a super heavy. Super heavies don't come around very often. The kid's got a bright future.
So here come the boxers then, and they will receive the warmest of applause from the assembled throngs here, and with all the comments that are coming through from you, our viewers tonight. It has been a fantastic night of Army boxing. As they come through and pick up their medals as they enter the ring, each and every one of them. A few long faces, as you would expect on behalf of the Vikings. But when they look back on what they've achieved here, I know they'll go back to Cyprus. They'll go back as heroes, because they really have done their regiments and the British Army in Cyprus and British forces in Cyprus absolute proud tonight. And they haven't got too much longer actually on the island before they'll be coming back to Britain. But they could be a formidable boxing regiment to look out for. As the respective commanding officers present their medals to their men.
Sirs, mums, ladies and gentlemen, we'll crack straight on with the presentations for this evening. The presentation of the most gallant boxer is made by Brigadier Brown on behalf of the Army Boxing Association to Private Lovesey, Royal Anglian.
So Lovesey, who was defeated by Ryan Walker.
The presentation of the Best Boxer Award is made by Mr. Austin Lewis from Babcock International to Private Forrington from the Royal Anglians.
Well, I think that's a really good choice, don't you? You know, he came in there and produced the goods with Forrington.
And the presentations of the main awards of the evening. The presentations of the finalists of the Inter-Unit Boxing Championships is made by Brigadier Brown to the team captain of the Royal Anglians.
So Kieran Cocker comes up to receive the finalists awards, and to even get to the final is a remarkable achievement for the Viking boxers. They wanted to take the big shield back to Cyprus
and the
with them.
presentation to the winners of the Army Inter-Unit Boxing Championship, sponsored by Babcock, is made by Mr. Austin Lewis, representing Babcock, to the team captain of 2 Para.
And that, of course, is Ryan Walker, who started the ball rolling in the second half with that win over Jack Lovesey. And he proudly receives that shield. And as you can see, much to the delight of the Paras, Nathan Pearce just organising everyone for the big group photograph, which I'm sure that our cameras will be able to pick up. Jasmine the Warrior, Princess, we are all so proud of you, Vikings, she says tonight. Well past your bedtime, Jasmine, but I'm sure that Mum would have been delighted to have let you stay up and watch tonight. Congratulations to Para, says Alex. Well done, the Vikings. And next year in Cottesmore, both battalions will have a good team. Indeed they will.
So, ladies and gentlemen, I will now hand you over to Brigadier Brown on behalf of the Army Boxing Association.
Nathan, thank you. Generals, ladies and gentlemen, what a fantastic evening of boxing this evening. My congratulations to the boxers from both teams, to the coaches, and of course a huge congratulations and well done to the team from 2 Para. There are, of course, a number of key individuals that deserve huge vote of thanks for whose work this evening would not have been possible. That's underpinned the effort this evening. First and foremost, from Babcock, Austin, thank you to you and your team for the sponsorship of this evening's event and the unit boxing championships overall. To Dr. Josh Siddiq and his medical staff, whose support has made this evening entirely possible. To the officials, led by Captain Buff, who've overseen some excellent work in delivering a safe contest this evening in all of the bouts. To the boxing officers, the commanding officers of both battalions for their energy, commitment and dedication to this sport. To the Army boxing team for the support in setting up this evening, and to the coaching staff from both units for their tireless hard work in preparing the teams for their performance this evening. And finally, of course, the boxers for their selfless commitment and dedication in preparing, and your courage and dedication in the ring tonight. It's been a great privilege to witness this evening's event, and it has, for me, without question, been a fantastic exposition of the skills and values which represent the very best of our army. The skills that we need on the battlefield today and into the future. For the discipline, the courage, the selfless commitment and the determination shown by all of you in body and mind to prepare yourselves to outwit and outfit opponents are the fundamental ingredients of that which will offer the British Army an advantage against any adversary in the future. My congratulations again to all of the boxers, and very well done, and thank you.
And so, with the Brigadier's comments there, the evening just about to be brought to an end. It'll be
Sirs, Arms, ladies and gentlemen,
John Willis,
guests, please be upstanding as we march off the colours.
So, the most important tradition as the colours are marched off.
Colour party of the 1st Battalion, the Royal Anglian Regiment, march off the colours. Colour party of the 2nd Battalion, the Parachute Regiment, march off the colours.
So as the assembled VIPs leave us here for the final time this evening, just a final opportunity maybe for the three of us just to wrap things up and just really focus on what's been a fantastic night of boxing. Lucy, from your point of view, the right result in the end, perhaps, but so close.
I think it was a great result because it reflected, you know, how close it was, and I think as sort of the paras maybe just edged it in terms of technique, but there was a very little in it, and I think it was a fantastic night of boxing. Both sides should be very, very proud of themselves.
And Jay, from your point of view, you know, you must be pretty proud as an army boxer through and through to see these young men keeping the tradition going.
Like we said, that the first thing, John, this event's unique. People don't do team boxing in the UK, so to be the fact that we still run this event, we had 8 teams this year, and we're still doing it, and it's part of our tradition. It's a fantastic event. I hope this long live this competition because it's fantastic.
Absolutely agree with you. Well, Jay and Lucy, thanks so much indeed for your time tonight and for contributing to what's been a great evening. My thanks as well to all of you who've been watching wherever you are around the Forces world and wherever you have been tonight. Just a few mentions as well. I'd like to say thanks to Julian Evans, who's our very brave reporter actually at the with the boxers there, to Kath and to Jason and Lewis, our team here in Aldershot tonight, and also to our director Dom back at headquarters, and Vanessa looking after all the technology there, and to our digital team as well, to Kyle and Craig, who've been looking after all our social media contributions this evening. But from me, John Knighton, and all the team who've been involved in our coverage here of the 2023 Army Boxing Finals, it's a very good night. Congratulations to 2 Para, and also congratulations to the Vikings as well, who've made this a memorable evening. From all of us, a very good night.